Welcome back to the Morning Brew here on CNC3. So we continue our discussion and we go to Guyana. So Guyana's acting Chief Justice yesterday ruled that the Caribbean Court of Justice endorsed the recount of votes and that the 10 old declarations from March 13th cannot be restructured. This finding was a major defeat in the latest attempt by an APNU-AFC supporter to prevent a declaration of a result from the March 2nd elections based on the recount results. But what now for the people of Guyana? Well, PPC member Joseph Hamilton joins us now on the Morning Brew. Good morning, Mr. Hamilton. How are you?
Good morning, and good morning to all your viewers and listeners.
It's been a long road.
Yes, it is.
What now?
Well, let me back up some to make the point that there is no contestation as to the winner of these elections. Where we're at is to have a declaration made and Irfan Ali being sworn in as the president of Guyana. That is where we're at. There is the facts are, and the court, as you mentioned just yesterday, ruled that the only results to be declared are the results coming out of the recount that was agreed to by all the political players in Guyana with the intervention of CARICOM. And so the Guyanese people in large part, the majority of the people in Guyana, the CARICOM brothers and sisters and the international community is clear on where we're at, and that's why all the statements coming out of the international organizations speaks to the issue of declaring the results based on the recount tabulation.
Is it safe to say at this point that this entire election saga will come to an end?
Well, the thing is, we were told yesterday, for that matter, one of the lawyers for the APNU-AFC indicated to the court that they plan to appeal, submit an appeal today. An appeal that has no chance of succeeding, even if we assume it succeeds, because strange things have happened at the Court of Appeal. It would have no chance succeeding at the CCJ because the Chief Justice yesterday, our judgment was based on judgments and pronouncements already made by the Court of Appeal and the CCJ, and that is what she based our judgment on yesterday and threw the case out.
How is the people's work continuing during all of this?
How is the people in Guyana?
No, how is the people's work? I mean, there are many things other than what is happening at the top going on in Guyana, I'm sure. How is the people's work continuing?
Well, I would say the people in Guyana are very patient because they are clear that this can only end one way. It can only end with democracy winning out over dictatorship. No Guyanese will allow, except for some of the supporters of Granger, will allow a government that lost the elections to hijack a country, and I'm sure the world and the CARICOM community will not allow that to happen. So we are patient, the people are patient, and this will end, as I said, one way, democracy winning out.
At this stage, do you think that Guyana's reputation is severely damaged?
Well,
and a lot of work will have to take place after, once the election saga is over?
Yes, Guyana reputation is damaged, and I would say this, everyone, as they pay attention to the matter, the serious damage to reputation is that of Granger and his brigands, as the CARICOM chair referred to them, because the statements coming out of the diplomatic community up until a couple of days ago by the Secretary of State of the U.S. is that they stand with the people of Guyana. And so the people of Guyana is not the one that are being blamed. It is a set of people who are trying to hijack an elections, who are trying to hijack a country. And so I think it would be easy for whatever damage done to be repaired immediately and urgently when the PPP assumes office.
Now, several other countries are calling for an end to the impasse. Will Guyana be looking for counsel from the outside?
Well, you know, for us, let me say that it's not an impasse. What you have here is people who are trying to hijack a country, who are trying to get into government via anti-democratic means. So it's not an impasse, because on the side of Granger and his people, there is nothing that they can bring to the table to contest. And therefore, they have lost the public opinion conversation. They have lost the political conversation, and what they are doing now, blatantly utilizing the court to frustrate the process, abusing the court rather. And the Chief Justice was clear yesterday that this has to end. You cannot continue utilizing different people bringing the same matters before the court that the court has already ruled on, and decisions are already given on.
Now, we continue to see what takes place in Venezuela. Are you all afraid that Guyana could end up in a very similar situation?
Well, I am optimistic. I have always taken the position, as I said earlier, that I doubt we would get like Venezuela, because I suspect there is enough pressure to bear coming on Granger and his cabal, and just with some time, and this, once we reach this stage, and that will be very shortly, where the chair of the Guyana Elections Commission declared the ball game is different. Granger, they have some leeway or latitude to do all kinds of madness because there is no declaration. When a declaration is made that the Irfan Ali is the president-elect, then the organs of state automatically, once he's sworn in, he is responsible for the organs of state, and that will become a new and different place. Granger will find himself that the world will not tolerate.
What is something the region and those looking on at what's taking place in Guyana, what is something you would like them to know at this point in time? What will be your advice to them?
Well, the message will be, like we are fighting in Guyana, that any attempt by any political party in any one of these jurisdictions in CARICOM must be robustly defended, democracy, and fight against. And that is the issue. Why the world has thrown its weight behind Guyana, because if you allow Granger and his cabal to get away with this, it allows for some other political leader in some other country to attempt to do the same, and then people will say, why you didn't deal with Granger and his people, why you come fatiguing me, and therefore this is not good for the democratic culture and the development of the CARICOM community and the hemisphere as a whole. So we have to continue to fight this every day.
What about those citizens of Guyana who are losing hope at this point in time? What would you say to them?
I didn't hear you clearly with the last question.
I'm sure there are citizens in Guyana who are probably losing hope at this point in time. What would be your message to them?
Well, there are two sets of people here. One, people who are standing up for democracy. And of course, there are a minuscule amount of persons here, supporters in large measure of Mr. Granger, who are daily seeking to spew different narratives, and daily you don't know what they want. You don't know what they really want, because there are times when you have several leaders saying different things. But what people are clear about that if they were allowed to, they would have rigged an elections that they lost and stay in power. That was their intention in the first instance, of course, with aid and conspirators in the Guyana Elections Commission, who are now, the world is seeing what has happened, and therefore we await the chairman of GCOM declaring these results and have the new government taking office.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Hamilton. We've come to the end of the interview, but we in Trinidad and Tobago will definitely be keeping our eyes on our heirs in Guyana too, with the hope that there is some sort of resolution soon.
Good morning again, thank you.
All right, it's time for a commercial break. After that, we have the 7 o'clock news, and then we'll continue with the morning show.